It's Hanukkah, the festival of lights. We gather around the table, we light the chanukah, we sing the songs, and no song is more beloved than the Maoz Tzur. It tells the story about the different challenges that the Jewish people have faced, from Pharaoh to Haman to the Hanukkah story itself. And when you read through the paragraph which refers to the events of Hanukkah, there's something that's jarring and quite stark. It doesn't talk about the persecutions. It doesn't talk about the religious discrimination, the banning of Brit Milah, of the study of Torah, of the festivals, of Kashrut, of the forced feeding of pork to Jews. No, it focuses on something called the Yavanim Partzu Chomot Migdalai. The Syrian Greeks broke through the walls that surrounded our tower, the temple. What are they talking about in this verse? Around the temple, there was something called a Soreg, which was a fence about 1 meter high, separating where non-Jews could attend and Jews could go. The Greeks didn't want this separation and broke through 13 entrances, allowing anyone to pass through and not having to use the one entrance. That was the greatest thing that the Greeks did to us. And the question is, really, was that the biggest thing? That didn't even impact on us. Shabbat, the kashrut, the pork, the Brit Milah, I can understand that. But the breaking of the wall, what is that all about? And why did the author of the Maoz Tzur choose this particular issue as the main focus of the story? The answer is that in breaking of that wall, it symbolized a major break or distinction between the Jews and what the Greek philosophy was teaching. The Greek philosophy basically says that we are all the same. There's no distinction between us. And how can you have this barrier? So by breaking the barrier, they want to show uniformity. Within Judaism, we know that there are distinctions. We celebrate those distinctions. The 12 tribes. Today we have the Kohanim, the Levim, and the Yisraelim. There are certain mitzvot which apply only to men, and there are certain mitzvot which only apply to the women. Certain mitzvot only apply in the land of Israel. Some only when there's a temple. Judaism prides itself on celebrating the uniqueness of the individual and highlighting it. According to the rabbis, when they give an appellation, a description of what the Greek culture was, they call Yavan Choshech, darkness. What is darkness? Darkness does not distinguish. You cannot tell what you're looking at. You cannot see the colors. Everything is the same. And by breaking through those walls, it was showing that there's nothing within Judaism that needs to be celebrated. We are all the same. Judaism celebrates the uniqueness. It does not celebrate sameness. And thus, in the festival of Hanukkah, when the Maccabees fought against the Greeks, it wasn't just a fight about land or about temple. It was a fight about how do we understand the nature of a human being. Are we all the same? Or can we celebrate the uniqueness of the individual? When it comes to the story, the rabbis were focused on that particular thing because it was that breach that ended up destroying the events of the Second Temple. And it was that event that would lead to the rebellion. Because when we're all the same, we lose our uniqueness. If everyone gets a prize at speech night, prizes are meaningless. If everyone wins a ribbon at the races, then your place loses its meaning. And Judaism wishes to celebrate the uniqueness of the individual. So when the temple was rebuilt and restored and cleansed and purified, they went along and made sure to fill in the breaches. And then they instituted the following rule. That when you walked past that wall leading towards the temple, they would bow down 13 times at each of these breaches that had been refilled, to remind ourselves of our uniqueness within our story. This is what Hanukkah celebrates. It celebrates the uniqueness of the individual. And that's when we gather in our homes, it says Ner Ish or Beito. And the tradition is that every single person lights their own candles. We don't subsume ourselves within the collective. We celebrate our uniqueness within the story. And thus, Maoz Tzur, when it's talking about what was the main thing, it was turning us into the same and not celebrating uniqueness. Chanukkah Sameach. Hi, this is Rabbi Lewin. If you've enjoyed the content of the sermons and the ideas that have been expressed in the YouTube video, please hit that first subscription button and notification bell and share the videos with friends. We'd love to grow the channel and love to engage with you. Please share your comments in the section below. I'd love to hear from you. Have an amazing day.